take the high road. I wanna take the high road. I wanna take the high road down with the lowly. I hope to find the righteous path. I hope to find the righteous path. I hope to find the righteous path down with the prisoner, down where prisoners are.
Where were you on April 1st this year? I know that's a strange question to be asked on Christmas Eve, but stick with me. So where were you on April 1st? Or more specifically, where were you living on April 1st? This shouldn't be the first time that you've been asked to answer this question. If you participated in the decennial census that took place this year, you either answered this question on a paper survey or filled in a field on a digital form. Then you either verified your answer with someone who called or came and knocked on your door. The U.S. Constitution requires that every person living in the United States be counted where they live. This started in 1790 and has happened every 10 years since. I was counted in the city of Little Canada, of Ramsey County, here in Minnesota. The reason we have to provide this information is for taxes and representation, of course. This count is such an important part of our government structure that we will spend over $15 billion to get it right. So, where were you counted this year, and who else was counted with you? So much craziness has occurred in 2020, it might be easy to have forgotten this important reality. We were counted. And more than that, we were counted within particular geographic and political boundaries that directly impact our lives. The relative weight of those elected to represent me at the city, county, state, and federal levels will be established by the data collected in this census. Countless decisions made at all of those levels of government will be informed by this census. The collective demographics of the various neighbors with whom I have been counted will shape our lives in some profound ways in the coming decade. Another census, taken some 2,000 years ago, ordered by a prelate of the Roman Empire, was an attempt to count all the people of Judea. And because whom you were counted with mattered, Joseph was required to return to his ancestral hometown of Bethlehem, the city where the shepherd who became a king named David was born, generations before. And because they were to be married, the pregnant Mary accompanied her fiancé, so she too might be counted along with their soon-to-be-born child. We might wonder why no other descendants of David had room for Mary and Joseph. Apparently, Joseph's family had long ago left the neighborhood. Joseph, the carpenter from Nazareth, his young bride, and their newborn child were going to be counted among a city full of people they didn't know and who didn't know them. How well do you know the people you were counted with this year? For all its challenges, 2020 has revealed much about our neighbors, much perhaps that we didn't want to know. The challenges of this year have revealed how many of us live paycheck to paycheck, without savings or systems of support. The challenges of this year have revealed how valuable our digital devices, broadband access, restaurants, bars, gyms, Netflix, and toilet paper are to us. We've learned how fragile and scary life is for those with pre-existing conditions, and that loneliness can be debilitating. We've learned how frightening it is to be a person of color in the custody of a criminally prejudiced police, and what happens when generations of built-up anger finds an outlet. We've learned how easily a person's perceived politics can overshadow one's intrinsic humanity and concern for the collective good. To be fair, this year has also revealed some inspirational truths about our neighbors as well. We've discovered how critically important frontline workers, whether it's in healthcare or food or education or transportation or public safety, are to our daily lives, and how dedicated they remain to serving all of us, taking on risks that many would shy away from. We've discovered how generous our neighbors can be when there's a need to feed those who are hungry or without a home, and how much ingenuity exists within organizations and companies to solve big problems. We've discovered how quickly a community can move toward healing from within and not needing to wait for leadership from a distant capital. We've discovered how resilient children can be when reminded that they are loved unconditionally and that they matter. We've discovered that compassion, empathy, patience, flexibility, and adaptability are all divine attributes. This and so much more is what we've learned and discovered about those with whom we've been counted this year. Plenty of bad, lots of good. When God came to Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, carried in the belly of a young woman named Mary, who was engaged to Joseph, a descendant of the shepherd king, God also came to be counted. God came to be counted with the lowly. God came to be counted with the prisoners and the refugees. And God came to be counted with the widows, the orphans, the sick, the hungry, the blind, and the lame. God came to be counted with the frontline workers, those with pre-existing conditions, those without stable housing, those without steady paychecks or savings accounts, and those who are alone. God came to be counted with those who have been told for too long that they don't matter. God came to be counted with the helpers, the servers, the scientists, the engineers, the writers, and the dreamers. God came to be counted with the children and with all who need to be reminded that they are loved. And in case there's any doubt, God came to be counted with you. You, with all your failings and faults. You, with all your doubts and your undone deeds. You, with all your misgivings and misguided desires. God came to be counted with you. Because God also needs you. God needs you to use all that God has already given you to be a citizen of this new kingdom, one led by a shepherd king. God is expecting your help in lifting up the lowly, bringing down the mighty, feeding the hungry, and sending the rich away empty. Yes, much has been revealed in this year that we've been counted. On this night, let's celebrate that we're not alone. The roster of neighbors with whom we have been counted are the citizens that will share in this calling to serve. And let's celebrate that a new king has come. God has come to be counted with you. Thanks be to God. Amen.
Made some